You brought up your community earlier. You brought up the not disadvantage, but the hurdle. I think you said there's 2 strikes.
What is challenger?
Yeah. So why do you even give a damn about your community? And what is next? What's that next leg look like for the Property Bros?
So great question, Tim. For me, it's actually giving back to the community that we are impacted. So the next guy that, looks like me, that needs that motivation, because seeing is believing, right? For me, as a young guy growing up in New Orleans, Louisiana, it was my mom. I came from a single parent household. So I had male role models around, but I still figured out how to be a man on my own.
Right.
And I came into my own likeness. So for somebody like me, or somebody, that may be going through similar, challenges in life, I'm a Katrina baby, so I lost everything before in a natural disaster, and they called me a refugee in my own country.
Dude,
A refugee is somebody that's seeking refuge
I never even
from their own country.
because that's in 05. That's what they called the people that relocated from Louisiana to Dallas.
We're not refugees.
Katrina refugees.
We're not refugees. I'm an American. I'm an American citizen. Ooh, what are you talking about? How did I ever be a refugee?
Yeah.
Right? So I come from that. And this is also, New Orleans is crime infested.
Right.
Murder capital. So where I come from, a young black man typically does not make it to where I am.
Right.
So I want to be able to show that young black man, there's hoods all over America, all over the world. You get what I'm saying? Like, even when I travel to other places, I try to impact them as well, because the reach is there. Like, we're able to impact everybody. So just to let them know that it's possible, that's one of my main things.
I would throw in there, though, and I can appreciate the community aspect of it, but I would even like to throw in the argument that when people talk about generational wealth, they talk about the American dream, and they talk about separation of rich and poor, it's a universal conversation.
Yep.
Because even where I'm at, I come from a blue collar family, and it's just as hard. I mean, I can't say it's just as hard because that's white privilege or whatever. But it's extremely hard. Business is hard. Entrepreneurship is hard
around here.
What's that?
That's why we don't have a filter
No,
around.
I'm just saying, but it's like too often, at least in popular media, people like to separate, this versus them or us versus them. And it's like, it should be rich versus poor.
Right.
Or educated versus non-educated. And it's like I would be an absolute idiot sitting next to you, somebody who has multiple businesses, has a team of 500, and think that I know more, or think that there's no lesson I can learn from that guy just because of the way you look or the way you sound or the way you dress.
I think the reality is, too often, Ryan, people don't give someone like Austin with the 2 strikes he mentioned enough airtime to realize that he is not the picture they perceived, that he owns businesses, that he has the employees, that, Property Bros is actually a real company, not just something on his necklace.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, I find, this is what I like staying true to yourself in that other world, right? Like,
It's very important. You have to be able to stay yourself, right? Just like when you go to those rooms, you stand out. Why? Because you're being yourself. Everybody loves Tim. I know you know this. Everybody loves
Because he's
Tim.
like 30 decibels louder than everybody else.
I mean, hey. But it's staying true to yourself.
Yeah.
It's very important, because that helps break down boundaries, I feel like, because you're able to be relatable to whoever you're speaking with. And I think that helps with comfortability,
yeah.
And that also helps just getting things out, which will ultimately help with whatever situation, whether that's business or life.